This poem is titled, What Then is a Revolution? And it's inspired by the book Revisiting the Founding Era. How powerful it is to tell a story, to weave bright tapestries of emotions, to elicit sympathy or fear, to incite understanding or resistance. How powerful it is to tell history, to be the narrator of the story, to choose who is deserving of sympathy and who of fear, to decide who we understand and who we resist. How ironic it is to be the victor and fear the fallen, to erase them from the story, from the battlefield, from their own grave sites, perhaps even erase the battlefield, paint it over with sympathy for people who look like me, fear for those who don't. How ironic it is to fight a war for your liberty while denying millions of humans their own. So what then is a revolution but a story, told by those we would rather keep silent? What then is history but a collection of stories, told by the victor, a collection of choices of where to give and where to take abruptly? What then is our history but a collection of stories told by white people? Thomas Paine calls us persecuted lovers of civil and religious liberty. In this story, he imagines sympathy for men like him, imagines himself persecuted, imagines a story where he is the hero, saving people who look like him. He calls this story common sense. And a different story we could have read about Crispus Attucks, a man both black and native who escaped slavery, the first man killed in the Boston Massacre, arguably the first American to die in pursuit of revolution. In the official history, the one told by the victors, we see a receipt for land purchased from the Iroquois by colonial settlers. We don't read the version where this land was already stolen. This receipt, merely a political tactic, where white settlers leave native bodies strewn along a trail, then erase them from their battlefields, from their own grave sites. So what then is a revolution but existing, even when history tries to erase you? The revolution then is not believing revisionist history, is questioning the intent of stories we choose to give or take. Freedom is a heavy language America is still learning to wrap its tongue around. Freedom is a responsibility to look outside ourselves, to speak every story, even when that story is uncomfortable or at odds with our own. When we erase whole peoples from history, we erase the best of ourselves. We forget exactly how we came to be here in the first place, the lives given and the lives taken against will abruptly. But I am not without hope. I believe that we will yet learn to speak liberty in tongues of affirmation, that we will defy Du Bois and conceive of a freedom that doesn't require someone else's slavery, and that we will hear revolution when it calls to us from the stories that have not yet been told.